Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Bonnie with a B, and I'm so happy that you came to spend time with me today. I have for you a haul from my local Goodwill, and the reason that I go to that one most is because not only that it's close, but it's in a hub of town where I'm passing it frequently when I'm running errands. So if I have an extra few minutes, I pop in to see what's cooking. So let me share with you what I found. First, I have this beautiful, very heavy cast iron, very large vessel, and it reminded me of a bird cage. It has handles, as you can see. Let me turn it sideways here. It's hard to manage because it's really heavy. But my sister thought, and I think she may be correct, that it might have been used as a wedding card holder at someone's reception because the lid lifts off like so, and it's very roomy inside. I think I may use it as a bird cage or to hold some ivy. I think it would be really pretty just with the greenery in it because it's like a work of art all by itself. It's just very pretty. I think it would be pretty even in a garden setting if you had a patio and you wanted to put it on your patio with some plants in it. So I was real happy to find this. It was $6.50 because I did have a coupon that day. In my last video, I think, I had a couple of yellow ceramic planters, and I said, oh, I wish I could find a neutral colored one for my kitchen because I'd like to replant something. Well, lo and behold, I found this one, and it was the same price as the other two that I purchased, which was $2.60. Isn't it pretty? So I was really thrilled. And this was on a completely different day, you know, like a couple days between the two visits. So I was really surprised to find it and delighted. The next thing I'd like to share with you, it isn't particularly valuable and it's not big. It is an inkwell. The reason that I purchased it is that it was $1.30 and it's hand-thrown pottery. If you've ever been to art fairs and things where people are selling pottery that they've made, you would see something like this. It's salt glazed. So when they were glazing the item, rather than having it shiny like at the top, on this part, they threw in some salt, which makes it rough in texture. The reason that I bought this is that I have a small collection of glass pens that I bought when I was traveling, and they're in a stand, and I think that this would look really sweet with them on the desk, so that's why I bought it. Next, I have something that I did not need, but I couldn't walk away from. It's another crystal vase. Lead crystal. Even in the dining room light, I know you can see how it sparkles. Isn't it beautiful? And it's got a deep base. It's real heavy. It's got a uniquely shaped top, I should say. And I just think it's gorgeous. It was $2.60, and I couldn't leave it sitting there. Did I need another crystal vase? No, but I have an idea, and I'm going to share it with you in an upcoming video. So I did pick it up, and it will be used, and I think loved. One thing I want to share with you is I'm trying to keep my videos to 15 minutes and under because I know how valuable everybody's time is, and that seems like a good time frame if you're between chores and you want to sit down for a minute with a cup of coffee, or you're going to pick somebody up and you may be looking at something in the car. It's just a small chunk of time rather than having it be something big and long. So that being said, when I find something that has an interesting history or a backstory, I do want to share it with you because I think it's interesting and fun. And I learn. That's the way I learn. And hopefully you'll be learning something too, so that when you go out and go thrifting and you pick something up and see it, you kind of maybe remember something from one of my videos, and it'll trigger something, or you'll remember what the piece is, what you're looking at. So here's one such piece. You hear people in videos, and I watch other videos of people thrifting, and they'll pick something up and say, oh, it's an Ipsy Dixit. But then they don't tell you what that means. What is an Ipsy Dixit? What makes it valuable? Where is it from? How old is it? And that's what I want to do. I want to share with you why something is valuable and why it's interesting or collectible. This is one of those pieces. This beautiful candlestick, it's for a taper candle, as you can see. I was attracted to it because I loved the combination of the beautiful aqua color and the gold. And I don't know if you can see it on camera in this light, but it's an iridescent aqua. So sometimes when the light hits it just so, you can even see a little bit of a lilac color. It's just beautiful. It's sort of a pearlescent quality to the paint. I turned it over and it said Fitz and Floyd. And I remembered somebody talking about Fitz and Floyd. So I knew it was something. I just didn't know what. But I would have bought it anyway because, again, I buy what I like. And it was so pretty. And I could picture it in a spring arrangement with some other things, right? So I bought it. Well, when I came home, I looked up Fitz and Floyd. And what I found was quite interesting. Fitz and Floyd was founded in 1960 in Dallas, Texas, by two gentlemen, one named Pat Fitzpatrick and the other Bob Floyd. And they shortened the Fitzpatrick and became Fitz and Floyd. And they make really beautiful, beautiful things. They do giftware, they do china, they do flatware, and their things are very expensive. They're very well made. They are most famous, I think, for their teapots that look like animals, and they make beautiful Christmas ware, cookie jars and all kinds of things, platters. They're very, very nice, well-made things. One of the interesting things about Fitz and Floyd is that in 1983, they were commissioned by Nancy Reagan to produce the everyday White House china for the Reagans. So it would be what Ronald and Nancy ate off in the evening, or if they just had family or friends over, and they also used it at Camp David. It was not the official White House china, but they did design the everyday china for the Reagan White House. The official White House china, I don't know if you remember, caused quite the stir because Nancy Reagan ordered it from Lenox China Company, and it was $210,000. And at that time, the country was in a recession, and people were in an uproar about it. It echoed through the hills and valleys of the country. How dare she spend this kind of money on China? But Mrs. Reagan's thought was the current White House china that they had inherited looked very much worse for the wear. The gold was wearing off, it was chipped, it was cracked, and her thought was, we are going to be entertaining dignitaries and heads of state from all over the world, and they're coming to the home of the President of the United States of America. I think they should eat off of nice china. I can't argue with that. I think she handled the criticism very well with a lot of dignity. But that's the story with that. The Fitz and Floyd people did the everyday china. Also, they designed a one-of-a-kind tea service for the Queen of England. When she came to visit Dallas, the city of Dallas presented that to her. So I thought that was really interesting. This piece, I will tell you, is not a regular Fitz and Floyd piece. It is a Fitz and Floyd Essentials, which is a branch of the company whereby they make more affordable things so that the masses that aren't going to buy a $125 candlestick can get a pretty candlestick for $20 to $25. So I was very delighted to have this, and it really is a pretty piece. Next, I found this Be Happy mug. It's brand new. The sticker's still on the bottom. It was 65 cents. And I was happy to find it for my coffee shots on Instagram. And for those of you who don't know what that is, I am an avid coffee drinker, a caffeine person through and through. And I will take pictures of different coffee mugs and maybe put little things with them. It's a quick, easy way to be creative and just make a little arrangement, take a picture and post it. And I really enjoy doing that. It's just a little creative outlet for me. So that's what these mugs that I collect are for. And when I say coffee shop, that's what I mean. Next, I found this darling Eiffel Tower. And this was also $2.60. And what I plan to do with this is, you'll remember in a previous video, I found that sign that said amour, which is French for love. And I think for Valentine's Day, I'm going to do a setup of French items. So playing off that word amour, the Eiffel Tower, and some other things. I think it'll look really cute. I just love it. Next, I got another roll of that great mesh. They still had some left. This is pink. I thought this would be great for summer or Easter. It was, let's see, it was $1.95. And again, my sister and I are going to do some creative things with these and come back and show them to you. So that was a great buy. I ran into some today at a different thrift store, and it was, I think, $6 or $7. So I felt really good about finding that. Last but not least, I want to share with you, I told you how things speak to me sometimes, and a lot of times it is a religious item, and this is one such piece. I was walking by, and this lady was standing on the shelf, but she was really, really dirty. She was so dirty that it looked as though she had been buried somewhere. And I felt kind of bad about it, actually, which is kind of something that kind of drew me to her. And I turned it over. I thought it was resin, because it looks like resin, as you can see. And I thought, gosh, it's awfully heavy to be resin. And I turned it over, and it said, Sculptor A. Santini, classic figure made in Italy. Well, I love Italy, okay? So I thought, I have to take her home. And she almost was saying to me, take me home and treat me gently, okay? She looked like she'd been pretty battered. And I did. And I looked up A. Santini, and I thought, A. Santini, Italy, his name has to be Anthony, right? But it wasn't. His name is Amilcare. Isn't that beautiful? Never heard of it before. Amilcare. Amilcare Santini. It's like music, right? So Mr. Santini started sculpting in his area of Italy with people who were considered major sculptors of that day when he was 12 years old. And then when he was old enough, he went off to Florence to study further sculpting. And if you're going to be anywhere in the world that you're going to learn sculpting, where better could you be than Florence, where all the masters came from, right? So he also came up with a process that combined marble, alabaster, and resin, and made it into a mold where he could produce these figures. So he would carve the original piece, and then that would be made into a mold, and then the resin, marble, and alabaster compound would be poured into the mold, and then when it came out and was released, before it would be cured, he or one of the other artisans that he employed would hand carve the fine detail. So they would refine what was coming out of the mold. And this made them, of course, more valuable. Also of note, this compound that he created over time went from white to yellowed so that it would resemble ivory. And this really does. It could look like carved ivory, okay? And I'll turn it around so you can see the folds of her robe in the back. It's very highly detailed and very beautiful. This one is from the 1960s and is worth about $50 today. Mr. Santini passed away in the early 1970s, so he was very much involved in the business and working in the business when this statue was created. His larger pieces and more intricate pieces can go at auction for thousands of dollars. His mid-sized pieces, depending upon their intricacy, can go for $700, $800, and $900 online. This lady is about $50. I would have taken her home with me anyway because she just needed to be loved, and I do love her. And the fact that she was an Amilcare Santini is just a bonus, if you ask me. So that's what I have for you today, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up to let me know, and hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified every time a new video comes out so you don't miss any of the fun. Also, if you enjoy it and you think somebody else might find something interesting or fun, please feel free to share it. There's a little share button down there too. The more of us, the merrier, right? So anyway, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and please take care, and I will see you next time.